if this game ends up going the distance here. Simply the incoming match. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerdlings of all ages, welcome to Echo. We're spawning in the top left position as the blue Terran player representing Team Liquid.net. He is currently the 8-time winner on the hot seat, and he is aiming to go for his streak of 9 in a row. It's Team Liquid's Bunny. His opponent spawning in the bottom right-hand position as the red Zerg player representing Root Gaming, the challenger on this week's hot seat. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Hydra. Two extremely strong players going at it today. Very, very excited to see which one will take home the spoils. And this time, we have a pool coming down first from Hydra. So Hydra going to be moving his approach ever so slightly. Don't forget the distance between the main base to the natural here, ever so slightly larger, although to be fair, it is a narrow ramp and it's not going to make too much of a difference in the long run. But Hydra opting just to be ever so slightly safer. And Bunny, on the other hand, is going to be going for the command center here on the low ground as well. So that is quite interesting to note. I don't know if Hydra is necessarily going to react when he sees this. I'll be very, very keen to find out. But as things currently stand, Hydra's going to be able to see it in, give or take 30 in-game seconds or so. Right now, we've got the pool finished, so we got the first 6 lings on their way. We're going to be able to get the queens out ever so slightly sooner. Of course, the hatch a little bit delayed as a result of that, but we can't really stop that. That shouldn't be an issue for him, though. And generally speaking, things are hunky-dory for our Zerg. He will spot the command center along the low ground right now, and will probably look to try and do a little bit of initial damage with these lings that are now coming across the map. And the command center will be done by the time he gets there, but a bunker, crucially, is not. So if we take a look at this barracks right now, we've only got the first Marine coming out, and this Overlord will see that there is no wall off. So that could end up being a bit of an issue. So Bunny perhaps relying on a hatch first here, but it was actually a pool first, and we have lings coming up the ramp on Echo right now. And, well, what is Bunny going to do? The bunker inevitably is going to have to get cancelled. He really wants to wall that off. He wants to wall that off right the heck now. Alright, he manages to do so actually with the factory over here in the upper left-hand position. That is about as good as any. Good micro on the SCV, having to tap out and then tap back into the factory to basically get it building. There are 2 Marines now actually going after these Zerglings. The SCV will go down. And it looks like the Marines are going to be able to come in and clean up. Really, really nicely played there by Bunny. So no significant losses by our Team Liquid Terran there. Did lose 2 workers, unfortunately, and that's always going to be good for Hydra. Is that game ending? Nah, not at this point. I mean, we do still have those double mules reasonably early. We've got the SCVs coming out as well, and it looks like he's going to immediately start walling this off. So really, really nice early bit of first blood coming in there from Hydra, but the game is going to be stabilizing from this point onwards. Double mules as well, just helping the Terran player out so much in this situation. So we're going to be going back up to the Hellion play this time around. And notice, by the way, there have been no Reapers in this game. So Bunny going for the command center first, playing the little bit more of a greedy approach. And Hydra, on the other hand, is going to be going for the pool first, able to get some early damage done there in the early stages of this game. Got a little bit of a pause right now from Bunny. Nothing too much to worry about. And we'll be hopping back into the game in just a second. It looks like Bunny needs to restart his computer and ask if we can resume from replay. So we're back into resuming game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Bunny spawns in the top left position, and of course Hydra spawns in the bottom right. Now initially in this game, so far, we had a situation where, well, Hydra managed to get a really, really nice early ling attack with that pool first against the command center first build, was able to kill off 2 SCVs before Bunny could stem the flow. And that's actually ended up being a bit of an issue for Bunny. Losing those 2 workers early on is never what you want against a Zerg player. He has stabilized, but now we have the Roach Warren about to complete for Hydra as well. And his layer is also coming down. So I wonder if we're going to see some sort of Roach timing. Notice how Roach is going to be there just in time to get the layer popping up so we can get that Roach speed. There might be a 1-1. We could be seeing a Roach Bane all-in. We've got gases number 3 and 4 as well, so he could just be non-stop pumping units out. We'll see if a Baneling Nest ends up going down for our Root Gaming player. That's going to be pretty critical at the moment. In the meantime, Bunny, well, he'd be chilling out in his own little world. And he's actually got 3 barracks coming down, so no starports just yet. And he once again is going for the double engineering bay action here as we get the factory down as well. Whew. I don't know, man. I mean, there are no Banshees to help out with it. That's an awful lot of DPS that you can use against Roaches. And look, right on cue, guys, we have the Roach speed. We have the +1/+1. And something in the back of my mind is wondering if we're going to be saving up a little bit on Hydra's point of view. And he wants to be building up a large number of Roaches before maybe thinking about grabbing a Baneling Nest last minute as well. Let's see what's going to happen here from our Root Gaming player. Look at this. The creep spread as well is actually phenomenal. Now, what's interesting is Hydra's not trying to hide this, guys. He's moving 3 Roaches actually to the very edge of creep to stop Hellions picking off the creep tumors, and also so he can spread them up the ramp as well. This is quite interesting because it means if Bunny pushes out on the map with a couple of Hellions, for example, actually he will run into Roaches straight away and he'll immediately see what's going on here. But at the moment he's only seen the Roach one. He doesn't know how many Roaches have been produced. So, well, if you're that far out on the map and you already see 4 of them, that could end up be triggering panic stations here. Let's see if it does. I mean, Stim, it's going to be borderline complete when this fight starts. I'm not really sure. Okay, we have a siege tank there as well there, and that's a fantastic contingency plan for Bunny to make sure he gets enough DPS that he is able to hold here. SCV's coming out to defend at the bunker as well. And, well, a Hellion able to double check what is going on. And look at this, guys. Behind this, we do actually have the Baneling Nest coming down. So, it's a massive round of drones, though, off the back of this. It's not actually Zerglings just yet. And there are only Roaches here. So, if this is a Roach Bane all-in, the Banelings are going to take quite some time to pop in. So, it's possible that the Baneling Nest is just being put down almost for defensive purposes. And Hydra, actually, is going to spot that the 3rd base might, in fact, be a useful location to hit now. Because the Overseer is going to... And the Zergling, I suppose, which I guess is in a lot more direct proximity to that orbital command, is fancy taking on something significantly larger than its size there. So we might see the rest of the Roaches pop up in just a sec. And, well, here's the army. Wow, and the tanks are completely unsieged, and the Roaches... Ooh, actually forcing the tanks to siege, and then going up onto the 3rd base location is going to be causing Bunny some degree of headache. The army will be able to stop this, and actually, Bunny's tanks are sieged in a pretty excellent location, and Hydra is going to be moving back. But, guys, look at this. I mean, we're basically into the middle of the map with the creep already, and we're at the 11-minute mark. Hydra is being so effective with his creeps already. He's got a macro hatch and a 4th base off the back of this. Why? Hydra is just being as greedy as possible. He's basically feigned a Roach Bane all-in, and Bunny's gone to defend. And right now, Bunny thinks, guys, he goes, hang on a second. I don't see any Banelings with that attack. It was just a bunch of Roaches, and otherwise, I think I might be safe. But if you look here... For round 2, whenever that's going to be happening, guys, Hydra's going to have those Banelings there. And off the back of that initial attack, instead of making loads of Banelings, he's actually made his macro hatch and his 4th base. A really clever kind of mind-gamey play coming out from Hydra there in game number 2. Let's see if it ends up working. I'm very intrigued to see how it works against Bunny. Of course, this is technically the second part of game number 2, as we have resumed from replay. But things look an awful lot smoother now, so I'm absolutely not complaining. A Spy is also going down behind this, and look at this creep spread. I mean, it's impressive. Very impressive. And this creep tumor is unfortunately going to go down, but that's alright. I think Bunny's looking at how far creeps actually spread. He's gone, really? Is that actually a thing? He's going to kill off the creep tumor over here. Might as well pick off that one as well. Potential for a counterattack coming in from these Zerglings from Hydra. He's thinking about it. He's got 36 Lings in production. He's certainly planning something. And wow, well, that is an attack and a half. He's moving out towards the right-hand side, possibly thinking about moving further forward. And I think a single unit has actually spotted that as well. And here we go, stimming in. But if these Zerglings manage to get in behind, that could end up being a huge problem. We have Bailing speed as well. We are off creep too. Let's see how much damage this can do. It looks like Bunny is going to have to retreat for now. Playing it just a little bit tactical. We Widow Mines as well for the defense. Near enough his main base. And this bunker on the low ground is going to try and prevent some sort of access to this third base. This debris can get taken out a little bit later on. But really, we're waiting for when Mutas decide to come in and do some harassment there. But in fact, it's not going to be that. We've got Corruptors on the way for Hydra. Another major engagement coming in. Oh, excellent hits from the Siege Tank begin things off. And Bunny's going to have to make a stand at some point soon. The Siege Tanks, are they able to actually kill off the Banelings? It doesn't look like it. About half of them still remain. Excellent splits to go on with that as well. And Bunny doing a really good job with the splits, but unfortunately the rest of the army seems to be able to come back and clean up. A Thor going to be joining the army as Bunny moves on in as well. But all the Siege Tanks have gone down. So Bunny right now, he doesn't have much staying power with this army, but he has got the sheer DPS. He managed to actually hold off well. Hold off very well, actually, against some of those Banelings. Hydra split his Banelings as Bunny split his Marines, so both sides really just trying to do as big a job as they can. This is weird, but we have a big Baneling hit squad coming in from the back. The rest of the army coming in from the front. The Banelings, oh god! Oh my god, that Widow Mine hit is the stuff of legend. Jeez, and that's why you don't just have all your Banelings and nothing else in one location. And Hydra, what is going on there? That is the most number of Banelings I have ever seen killed in a competitive StarCraft game by a Widow Mine. And if you have seen more, tweet me what game you've seen that in, because I have never seen that many Banelings go down to a single Widow Mine. That was massive. Absolutely massive, and a big misjudgment on the part of Hydra. But is it going to matter in the end, though? Another good number of Banelings are coming in, but Bunny does well to evade almost all of them. The Medivacs, though, we need more healing with this, and actually the Medivacs aren't able to heal the army very well because of the presence of these Corruptors. And all the meanwhile, Hydra, even though that was a pretty big mistake, he's had his 4 bases up and mining for quite some time now, and he is mining comfortably more than Bunny right now. And don't forget, Bunny is going to be mining out very, very quickly because he's got those mules coming in. So his 4th base is going down now. He's going to need that off the back of this. A lot more Zerglings and Banelings are coming back now for Hydra. He seems to be fairly committed to going very, very link bait heavy. And here comes the harassment we've been waiting for from, from Bunny. And the harassment deterrent we've been waiting for that immediately tells him to go home and pack. So, fair enough. Both players really on the ball there. And we have a very, very exciting game number 2 here. The outcome is not clear at all. It's 188 to 178 supply. The upgrades are 2-2 each. And we're now going up to high from Hydra. Are we going to see Broodlords? It's been a long time since I've seen a bunch of those, but it could happen here. We have another attack coming in from Hydra. Banelings on the left and right this time. We have some decent splits from Bunny, and a good number of Marauders actually out in the front. The Baneling numbers getting a little bit low, but so are the army numbers thinning out now for Bunny, and there's still 4 or 5 Banelings. If this is going to be enough, actually, to be able to roll on in. The Planetary Fortress should be able to do an awful lot of damage, though, and we don't actually have a situation where Hydra can come in and capitalize because the Planetary was dealing too much DPS. It absorbed 500 damage in the midst of that as well, and both players are now down to 140 supply. Hydra at the moment is just constantly trading against Bunny. And he's constantly trading. It might actually end up paying off as well. Because right now, I mean, if we're in a situation where Hydra's been on 4 bases for so long and he's able to prevent this base mining somehow, I can't see how that would be an absolutely terrible thing. Right, 2 siege tanks and a Widow Mine. Will we get another great hit onto the Baneling? We do, but there are still a decent number of Banelings remaining. Bunny needs to start thinking about splitting. His splits are beautiful, and he's moving forward now and trying to be aggressive against Hydra, but he's still only able to make progress up to the edge of creep. Bunny needs to be able to punch deep. He needs to be able to win those battles and then go in and pick off a hatch and come back, for example. Ideally, as the Terran player, that's what you want to do, and you can see these reinforcements streaming across the map now. That's exactly what Bunny is going to aim to do. We see a couple of Widow Mines moving forward with him as well. He's going to be needing those. He doesn't want them to go off on his Zerglings. He wants them to go off on these Banelings, and here we go. Are these Banelings going to be enough to deter this attack? Bunny still staying on to creep, being strong at the moment. The Corruptors still trying to do as much damage as they can against the Medivacs, but it doesn't look like they've had quite as much utility, perhaps, as Mutalisk would have done in this game. This hatchery is almost certainly going to be a goner, and it is GG! And Liquid Bunny, ladies and gentlemen, in a very tense game number 2, evens up the series. We have a series on our hands tonight.